Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all of the Pisces out there. If you are a Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of November. And in case anybody is interested, I will be using the Star Tarot deck. So let's see what Pisces has in store for the month of November. All right, Pisces. So we had the Six of Cups jump out first. I love the symbolism in this deck. To me, this just feels very Piscean in general, like the colors and everything. So we had the Six of Cups. We had the Five of Wands reverse, the Knight of Wands reverse, and then at the bottom of the deck, the Hermit reverse. And the Eight of Pentacles is under the Hermit. So with these reversed wands, especially the Knight of Wands reverse, I'm feeling like a very anticipatory energy, like where you're like, oh like oh my God, I'm seeing like a kid at field day for their school, and they're in line for a race, and there's one kid that just wants to start running before everybody else, and everyone's like, no, just wait till the countdown, wait till the countdown. And that's kind of where you are. You're like, oh, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go, but it's like there, you have to wait for something for some reason. There's a force that's making you wait. um and with this Five of Wands reverse, are you the force? Is this self-deception, I wonder? Huh. This is an interesting dynamic. You think there's a force outside of you that's making you wait. You think it's whether it's the universe or, a parent or a job or employer, manager, whatever it may be. You think there is a force outside of you that's kind of holding you behind the starting line. But I think you are the force holding yourself back, and you're not recognizing that. And especially with the Six of Cups energy, Six of Cups is very reminiscent. It's very dreamy, like daydreamy of times in the past, of past relationships, and it's a card where you're looking through rose-colored glasses as you're reminiscing. So you're not thinking about the things that went wrong in the past. You're only seeing it from a lens of like, oh, wasn't that just so fun? Wasn't that just so romantic? Wasn't that just so amazing? And it's like you're deceiving yourself in the reminiscence. Is this a relationship? I don't often like to do relationship readings. I think they are overdone, oversaturated in the market. But this feels like this to me. You want to go back to somebody. That's where you're at. You're at the starting line, and you're like, no, I want to run back to them. I want to run back. And you're trying to race towards, whether it's somebody or a situation of your past, you're trying to race towards that. You want so bad, or your ego, your mind wants so badly to just chase after it and go back to your comfort zone, because you're only thinking about all of the good things that brought you in the past. You're only seeing it through rose colored glasses. And again, whether this is a person or a past situation, a job, it doesn't have to be a relationship, but that's, I feel like, period. But you're deceiving yourself. You're deceiving yourself in this reminiscence. It's your mind. It's your mind purposely leaving out the reasons you left this person or this situation. It's your mind blanketing the fact that this thing is in your past for a reason. And maybe you're in a period where you're just feeling a lot of discomfort right now. And because of that discomfort, you want to run back to something that was comforting to you and brought you a sense of fulfillment or joy. But you're not remembering that there was a reason it ended. There was a reason you left. There was a reason it's no longer in your life. And so as you're moving through this period of discomfort, your brain is like, no, 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 let's go back, let's go back, let's go back. And that is not what you should be doing. Hermit reversed is you remerging back into the world. It's you starting anew almost. It's almost it's like the full energy in a minor way because it's possible you were going through a hermit period where you did just lock yourself away. Maybe it was because you were sad that this thing ended or because you needed clarity as to why it ended. But in your search for clarity is when you put those glasses on. You're like, but what about this? What about this? What about this? So, in this period of emergence, this is not re-emerging into the world so you can go back. I want to emphasize this as well. If you do decide to go back to the situation, it's not like there isn't wisdom to be found. I think there's a reason your ego wants to go back and your soul is stopping you, but I think ultimately you have free will, you have choice. If you do decide to go back, there's something you can learn from this situation. It's not necessarily something that's necessary for you to learn, but it's something that you will be able to take with you moving forward if you do choose to go back. Maybe it's a lesson that you didn't learn the first time, or you did, but you're just blinded to that same lesson, so you have to repeat the pattern again. And sometimes there's no shame in that. That's the thing. There's no shame in that because we are here on this earth to learn. We are here on this earth for our souls to evolve and grow into the cosmic unity that is awaiting us. And sometimes that takes a little bit of time to really solidify what you are here to learn. So it's no shame if you do choose to go back. It's just important that you understand what you're going back to, what you think you're going back to is not this reminiscent rose colored glasses version. You're going to be thrown into the deep end, so to speak, and maybe quickly be reminded why you left in the first place. But I think you might need that reminder. You might need that reminder. I'm getting the vision going, speaking of the deep end, I'm getting like a sight of somebody jumping just headfirst into freezing cold water, expecting it to be like the Bahamas, expecting it to be warm, expecting it to be inviting, like a hot tub, something that you're just like, can cocoon in. And it's the shock of that cold water that almost wakes you up out of that Six of Cups trance. That wakes you up to be like, oh, this is why this is no longer in my life. And maybe you need that. Maybe you don't, though. Maybe this reading is divine intervention in a way. That's showing you don't need to be doing all of that. Didn't want to come out. Interesting. Yeah, ultimately, I think you're going to end up going back to this thing. It's a weird energy I'm feeling. It's a weird energy I'm feeling. It's like, this is so funny, and maybe this is your guide speaking. It's like parents who trust their kids enough to make decisions for themselves, but ultimately know that they do know better and the decision the child is making isn't what's best for them, but trusting them enough that, it's their life. They need to make their choices. They need to learn as they go. And I can't be the one policing everything they do. And the more you try to police what the child does, the more they rebel anyway. So it's like you're seeing this from the third perspective. And this feels like your soul talking. This really feels like your soul talking, where your soul is looking at you make these choices, trying to send you the signals through your intuition, but you're like, that sign can't stop me because I can't read, and still doing the thing anyway. But it's something you have to learn. It's something you have to learn. And that's the thing. This is not anything that's going to be so detrimental to your health or well-being that, it's nothing dangerous. It's more just it's just you. Oh, my hair. It's just you. It's you needing to repeat the pattern to get the message because you didn't get the message the first time. You hung up the phone too quickly. And now you're like, oh, scrambling to hear the message one more time because you forgot it. I didn't even tell you what other cards came out. So we had the Five of Pentacles reversed, the World reversed, and then on the bottom of the deck we had Strength upright. Oh, and Queen of Pentacles reversed under Strength. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. So yeah, you're going to need you're going to need to find your sense of strength when you go back into the situation. Not only your sense of strength, but your ability not to be manipulated by the situation and to truly just see it as it is. To see it, take the glasses off, see it as it's presented to you. And that might cause shockwaves because you had been romanticizing it for so long. And then you finally went back to it and realized this is not what I expected. But you might be kind of not stuck there. You might be it might be some time before you can officially leave again. It's not something you can like jump in the deep end and be like, oh, like levitate out, like nothing happens, like completely dry. No, you have to jump in the deep end. You have to swim all the way back to the ladder on the far side of the pool. You have to get out. You have to towel yourself off. You have to stand in the sunlight for however long to get your body temperature back to normal. So it's a process. It is a process, and you're going to need your inner strength to move you through that process. But ultimately, all of this reverse energy. Uh, maybe again, this reading will be divine intervention, Pisces, but the success you think you're going to find in this situation, it's going to prove to be for naught. Like, it's going to prove itself to just be like, your ego was yelling at you for something it thought it missed, and ultimately your soul knew what was better for you. And maybe you'll see this reading and be like, you know what? I'm going to stop myself from going towards this thing. 1313, as I said that. Maybe you'll see this and it will be divine intervention, but maybe you'll see this and be like, well, I'm going to go for it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? It's the thing, it's not entirely detrimental. It's just going to be exhausting. It's going to be exhausting. And everything, all of the success you think you're going to obtain from that, Three of Pentacles reversed underneath that as well. All of the success you think you're going to obtain, all of the abundance that you think is waiting for you on the other side of restarting this cycle, it's deception. It's all deception. And with the Three of Pentacles reverse, the collaboration you think is waiting for you is not what it seems. It's not what it seems. Oh, Pisces. That's the thing. You guys have so much trust in the world. You have so much trust in humanity, and it's because you guys ultimately have huge hearts and lots of wisdom. But it's a burden to carry all of that wisdom and all of that love, and you try to externalize it. You try to find it outside of yourself because you think if this much exists within me, it has to exist in the world, right? And it does. It does. It's just that sometimes Pisces, you can attract the wounded soldiers, if you will. You can attract the ones that have been hurt, and oh my gosh, it's like the divine opposite, where you have felt so much love in your heart and you expect that love to be mirrored outside of yourself versus the person who has gone through so much despair and hurt and pain and sorrow. So they try to then push that outside of themselves. So it's like the battle of wills here. It's the battle of love versus pain. And you think you can love this thing, this person, this situation so much to blanket their pain, but ultimately they're searching for the medicine outside of themselves in you. And what's going to happen is your love is going to deteriorate as you take on their pain. And their pain's not going anywhere because their pain is not your burden to bear. And that's the lesson you didn't learn the first time. That's it. You think you have all of this love in your heart because you are here to heal others, and ultimately that's not the truth. You're here to help yourself grow. And all of our souls have different missions on earth, and perhaps your mission is to understand that you are not here to heal the other. You can help, You can hold their hand as they move through it themselves, but you don't have to move through their lava. And if it is lava, they're the ones that are meant to get burned. But you trying to piggyback them on your shoulders, moving through their own stuff, is not going to help either of you because they're not learning what they need to learn, and you are burning alive, crying. There's no love for yourself in that, and I think that's the lesson too. It's learning how to turn that love in on yourself. See if there's any more cards. Whoa. Interesting to note that the only upright cards, well, now three upright cards, the only upright cards in this before these two cards, the only two upright cards were the Six of Cups and Strength. So it's almost like those are the only thing. No, never mind. I don't want to say that. But now we have the Empress fall out. I don't know if you can tell. This is a beautiful butterfly. And then at the bottom of the deck, the Lovers. And it's important to note, especially if this situation is about a relationship, this doesn't always mean it's right. The Lovers is ultimately a choice. It's a choice that you have to make. And I love that the Empress came out of the deck because this can be you. This can be the energy you embody, that divine fertility, that creativity, that ability to birth into creation exactly what you want in life, abundance, manifestation, just level headedness, and power. There's strength and power in the Empress, balance. There's so much beauty, there's so much divine wisdom in the Empress. And like I said, with the Lovers, it's the choice. It's the choice to go back to what you know doesn't serve you, to learn a lesson you should have already learned in the first place, or the choice to take off those rose colored glasses, to start being brutally honest with yourself about why this thing, person, situation is no longer in your life and move forward. Because I'm going to emphasize this again. Ultimately, you have the free will to choose. And that's emphasized by the Lovers. You have the free will to choose to go back if you so want to. But you also have the choice to choose not to go back. Whatever direction you choose, it's exactly right for you and will help you learn what you need to learn, grow through what you need to grow through, and ultimately become that Empress. She's always going to be available to you. It's just about how rocky do you want the terrain to be to get there. I think if you go back to whatever this situation is, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Your cart might tip over. All of your supplies are going to spill out. Chapel song, My Kink is Karma. Ruin my credit, stole my cute aesthetic, all for what? So you could feel that sense of being needed. So you could get that love you feel within reciprocated. That's the lesson, Pisces. It's learning to turn that love inward. Stop trying to find that mirror to mirror that overwhelming love you have for yourself and for the world and turn it within. Because there's a difference between feeling love for yourself and having self love. It's a very nuanced difference, but you could feel that universal love, but that's still outside of you. That's still something that doesn't exist within you. Well, you know what I mean. Stop looking for it outside of you. You have the medicine within yourself, and you need to start showing yourself the love and respect you deserve, and stop letting yourself move towards escapism and romanticism, and start being honest with yourself. Find the strength inside to be brutally honest with yourself, because that's when you're going to start giving yourself the help you need to move forward, not backward, forward, and step into this divine Empress energy. It's up to you. You have the choice. So, with all that said, nice little kick in the butt. This was a general reading, so it's possible not everything resonated. If that is the case, you can check out my website linked in the bio below. You can book with me directly on there for tarot, astrology, and human design. Numerology is coming soon, so keep a lookout for that. And Pisces, if any of this did resonate, if you did like that little swift kick in the butt, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment to tell me how it resonated, or maybe come back next month and tell me how it all played out for you. And of course, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you're interested in getting your tarot forecast for the month ahead, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you here next time. But otherwise, Pisces, goodness, I love you. Goodness, I know that you will make the choice that is best for your own growth, whether that is to move forward or go backwards. Sometimes we do need to go back to learn, and that is okay. There's no such thing as failure. We're either learning or we're growing. And that's it. And that's it. And I think that's the mindset you need to take into this. Be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Life is meant to be experienced however that looks, and I know you'll do what's right for you, however that looks. You just got to trust yourself. I love you, Pisces.